Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Mike Moe, and I'm the Associate Director of the Washington Tourism Alliance. We appreciate you joining the Washington Tourism Alliance grassroots campaign to support an industry-led, statewide tourism marketing program for Washington State. Over the next few minutes, we will show you how you can get involved and make your voice heard in Olympia. But first, let's do a very quick recap of how we've come to where we are today. It's important to understand the history of why tourism is important to every Washington community. From the days of the Klondike Gold Rush, people have been clamoring to come to Washington State. Throughout the past century, everything from World's Fairs, whales watching, and wineries to hydroplanes, hydrodams, and even volcanoes have brought people to communities throughout the Evergreen State. The value of tourism to Washington's economy is substantial, but it could be even better. Washington State closed its tourism office in 2011, leaving us the only state in the entire nation without a state tourism marketing program. While visitors to the greater Seattle area have continued to be strong, many of our smaller rural communities have struggled to keep vital tourism dollars and the resulting jobs and tax revenues flowing to their communities and businesses. Tourism impacts more than just hotels, restaurants, and destinations. It benefits retailers, outdoor recreation, state parks, ports and cities, and ultimately the taxpayers of Washington. More than $1.8 billion in local and state tax revenues are generated directly from tourism, and it is responsible for more than 170,000 jobs. For the past several years, the Washington legislature has considered solutions to bring back a statewide tourism marketing program, but the bills have not yet passed. But thanks to the continued efforts of the Washington Tourism Alliance, support has grown. A bipartisan working group of legislators is working with the WTA and will support legislation in this coming 2017 session. The legislation has not been finalized, but we know it will contain many of these basic elements. First, independent oversight of an industry-run program by a board of tourism industry representatives and a legislator from each of the 4 political caucuses. There will also be some non-voting representatives from relevant state agencies. Second, a marketing plan and advertising campaign that focuses on bringing more tourists to Washington and out to rural and tourism-dependent counties crafted by a nonprofit entity representing the geographic and cultural diversity of the state. And third, a funding package which may include credits from existing taxes paid by major tourism business sectors and some industry match, and funds from existing general revenue. The Washington Tourism Alliance has been working to help its members reach out to legislators over the interim, but we really need your help right now to get ready for the January 2017 legislative session. Let's get started on what you can do. First of all, mark January 24th in your calendar and attend the 2017 Washington Tourism Summit Day and Day in Olympia. Secondly, get ready to start now. Spread the word about why it's important to support the tourism industry. More information on the summit is available on the WTA website. You can also reach out to your legislators now and help us find new advocates in your community. To help us organize, identify ourselves, and stand out in this busy legislative session, we have created a new, exciting, and special brand for the WTA grassroots efforts. The campaign theme is, "It's a Great Return. Tourism Works for Washington." Our top line shows a return on the investment of tourism to Washington, and a return to the state's direct involvement in promoting visitors to Washington State. Tourism Works for Washington is our tagline. It captures everything about our industry. It works for our communities, our employees, and our economy. The logo can be adapted for use by your own business, community, and region. Here's a preview of how it can work.
It's a great return.
Great return.
A great return.
A great return.
A great return.
Tourism works.
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 Tourism works. Tourism works.
For Washington.
It's for the Wenatchee Valley.
For Port Ludlow on the Olympic Peninsula.
For Chelan County.
For education.
For fire at Pybus Market, downtown Wenatchee.
For the Olympic Peninsula.
For Northwest Paddleboarding.
For Chateau Pierre LaPont Winery.
For the Tri-City American.
For Port Townsend. Tourism works for Washington.
Yeah!
Woo! Yeah!
To bring this new brand together, we've launched a new website, a one-stop shop for our grassroots advocates, media, and others to get everything they need to join us. Let's click through the website so you can see how easy it is to utilize the tools you'll need. Each of these links will be available for you to share with your organization's members or other community partners. Let's start with the Tourism Works overview. This is where you'll find the most recent fact sheets, details about the legislation, and other up-to-date information. Now let's go to our branding. Here, you can download the zip file that contains our campaign logo and adapt it to use on your own website and social media. You can make your own video and upload it to social media and send it to your local legislators to show and share your enthusiasm. The 2015 Tourism Marketing Spending by Date. Now this is a great map we showed you earlier that shows you exactly how our state compares to our neighbors in tourism spending. It's a very effective tool. Frequently asked questions, just what it sounds like. We'll keep you up to date so you have the answers you need when you need them. How to contact your legislators. These are helpful tips on how to reach out to your local legislator, sample letters, and talking points. There's also a link where you can find the addresses and emails of your legislators. Joining the Grassroots Network has never been easier. Just fill out our simple form so you can be sure we will keep you up to date. While our Grassroots Network members are making phone calls, visiting legislators, writing letters, we also know that the use of social media and outreach to mainstream media will be very important to carry our messages of support. Make sure you like the WTA Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get the most up-to-date news. Speaking of news, the WTA will be reaching out to mainstream media with news releases and alerts. Our WTA board members will be seeking editorial support from newspapers throughout the state, and we will be asking you to write letters to your community news outlets. So now that you have the tools, it's your turn. We know you have questions and suggestions. Thank you so much for being a part of our team.